on live. Welcome to Glammaz Closet, guys. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's good to see you all again. Thank you so much for your patience with my day off last week. I appreciate it very much so. That was a rough week. Whew, good Lord Almighty. This week's been a little bit better. I have developed a cough and a sinus thing, so that's fun. But usually that will happen this time of year when the weather starts changing, and so excuse me. So if you hear that, all I can tell you is that I'm on every medicine known to God and man to get rid of it. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, which is what we say in Missouri. We'll be able to knock that thing out of the park. So, but good morning, everyone, and it really is wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for being here this Sunday. Let's say hello to our friends. Good morning, Brenda Reed. Good morning, mwah. Brenda first in chat, my adorable Brenda Reed. Good morning, Gina. It's good to see you, Mrs. Dickinson. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. And there's Brittany. Leave Brittany alone. Every time I see Brittany, I'm sorry. But Brittany, it's great to see you. Mwah. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Jennifer Hayes, my love. Good morning, sugar. How are you? I hope you're doing great this week. Aisha Dancer, that's Kristen, my show me homie. Welcome. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Anne, I hope everything's going well at the Art Boutique. Anna, it's so Anna, not Anna. Anne, it's so great to see you this morning. Thank you for being here. And Raquel Swartz, hello, gorgeous. How are you this morning? It's great to see you. Thank you for being here. And it looks like people are saying hi to each other. There's Ashley Reed. Good morning, Ashley. How are you? I hope you're doing great. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. P. Murph, what's up, my brother from another mother? There he is. And there's my cozy nest with Rebecca. You rolled right in. That's the idea. Thank you for being here. And I did get your email message. I have been, I've been otherwise occupied all weekend, but I will be. But thank you for being here, Rebecca. Ronnie, my tackle hugs. Ronnie, that's my sissy. That's actually not my sissy, but she's my sister from another mister. My real sister, hopefully, will be hopping on soon. Amy, it's good to see you. Mwah. Thank you so much for your wonderful, wonderful feedback. Thank you, Amy. You are such a doll. I appreciate it. Let's see. There's Liv. Hi, Liv. How you doing this morning, pretty girl? I hope you're doing great. And I think am I caught up? I'm caught up for now. So it's been a rough couple of weeks of sales. And here is what's happened. I'm not doing a sales thing today because frankly, there's just no way of being able to. The whole reason why I do the sales roundup at the end of the week and do a what sold, and the whole reason why any reseller does a what sold on the YouTube channel is because it gives you a good idea of what's walking out the door, what's coming in, what's going out, what people are looking for and paying for at any one time of year, and that sort of thing. So it really helps us to also adjust our expectations as sellers to more realistic numbers, rather than some inflated number that doesn't take into account like the cost of doing business or the cost of goods or the cost of shipping or anything like that. That being said, for the past 2 weeks, I've been on a totally different roller coaster, totally different thing. So there's no way for me to manage those expectations without there's no way for me to manage those expectations with or manage the cost of goods and things like that on this without having to go into each and every auction that I've done. And I've done one, two, three, four auctions in the past 2 weeks. Um, in the middle of a house full of company and all of the other stuff that's been going on, and also my Poshmark. But my Poshmark is not going to be reflective of a standard Poshmark because I haven't been able to share and list as much. My auctions aren't going to be reflective of what a typical auction would be because I've also had two auctions that I've never done before. So the I don't know if the returns on those investments are. I don't know if the returns on those investments are typical because I did one in the morning and one in the evening, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and really analyze those numbers and figure out where the business was coming from, who was buying, what they were buying. I haven't had a chance to do any of that. And that's really important, I think, when you're analyzing what you're selling on auctions, as well as, okay, did I overspend on my cost of goods? Did I underspend on my cost of goods? Am I offering the right things? And am I doing it at the right time of day to catch the crowd that I want to catch? So it's really, it's all of a piece. And so the last 2 weeks have been kind of a ball of twine that I'm still trying to sort of untangle. So that being said, we won't be doing sales this week. I can tell you that my sales on Poshmark have been last week they were good, about average. This week they were abysmally slow. And I don't know if that's because the economy is turning or if that has more to do with my not paying that much attention to my closet, in light of all of the personal things that are going on, plus the auctions. So it's a difficult sort of thing to wrap your head around, and it is going to take me a little while to sort of unpack that. But next week we will be back up, and we'll be doing what's sold for that week, and so I'll have that segment back, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing on Poshmark at that time. Let me make sure I catch up with my chat. Y'all are so fast. Y'all so fast. We do love Jennifer. Glamma lives in virtual auction houses. I have kind of recently, yeah. That is not a lie. Where's Randy? Where's Randy? There she is. Good morning, Randy. Mwah, it's good to see you, honey. She's another show me homie. Good morning, Randy. Claudette, my love, thank you so much for the watch hours. Oh, I love you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see. I've got Randy, Claudette, Jeff Davis. Hello from Rallywood. Rallywood, I love it. Jeff, hello, Santa Claus. It is almost that time, honey. Getting my mother's rhinestone treasures ready for sale. Wow. That sounds magnificent. That sounds like a fun sale. Yeah, it's hard to predict. I remember a very significant time in 2007, and there was a downsizing. I worked at the customer service call center, making very good money. For a manufacturing company that did like promotional items. And I worked there for about 2.5 years. I did that between hotel gigs. I just decided, well, I'm going to get out of the hotel business for a little while, which was dumb because I love the hotel business and I understand that much better. But you have to try different things. So I did this. So I was downsized. I was let go. They let go of um, every single customer service representative but one, half their sales force, half their artwork force, and half of their order processing force. It was massive. Just people just kept walking out with boxes that day. I was one of the boxes, and I was one of the guys who was making more. So they were like, "Yeah, bye," which was, again, okay, because after a while it was kind of torture not seeing new faces every day. I have too much ADD for that. But I had a friend who, well, I had friends all over the hotel business. And so I thought, after about a month and a half of living on furlough and unemployment, and it was so much fun, and I was spending days at the pool, I had a great break. I get a call. I get a call from a friend who I had reached out to, and I'm like, "Hey, do you mind if I use you as a reference?" And I knew she'd say yes. She would. We had a great time. So she's like, "Yeah, of course." And then like a week went by, and she called me, and she's like, "Hey, there's somebody who wants your number. Is it okay to give it to him?" And I'm like, "Sure, I guess." And they called me up, and they're like, "Yeah, I need you here tomorrow, and interview is not necessary. I'm ready to put you on the payroll right now." I'm pretty good at what I do, guys. And they needed a front office manager. So I went in and managed. This was in 2000, right at the end of 2007, beginning of 2008. And here is what I learned. During the 3 months that I had been there before I started in a different department, as the front office manager, I have watched 6 different salespeople lose their jobs, lose their main source of income. And it was because they weren't making their numbers. After they had downsized their sales department from 8 people to 2, 8 to 2, and one secretary who was, on her last leg, then they approached me and asked me if I wanted to do sales. Now, I knew both sides of the industry. I know the hotel industry like the back of my hand. So when they approached me, I was eager to jump into sales, and I knew that I was going to be starting at rock bottom, and I knew that that's why they were doing what they were doing. But I did make a caveat before I went forward into sales. I said, "Okay," I said, "but you do realize that we are about to be in the middle of a recession, and you cannot fire me for not making numbers in the middle of a recession for, covering the job of 6 people. You just, it's not fair. It's not. And if that's what you're going to do, I'll stay where I'm at, or I'll go to another hotel." And they did not want that. So there was an agreement that was written up, and because of that, I saved my job during the next 2 years, when one of the worst recessions that we've had recently was, sending people packing left and right. I saved my job because I managed the expectations going into it. And I say all that to say this. With reselling, you'll notice, I don't know if you've noticed this, but sales have gone down. In the past 3 years, sales have gone down. They've gone down because people can leave their homes and go shop again. They've gone down because the economy has gone down. They've gone down. Because the retailers are also the retailers that we go to are also running sales to the point where if I'm selling something new with tags, the reseller may have it on sale for half price. And so the price tag on the thing is not necessarily the same. So I said all that to say this: please adjust your expectations. Please adjust your expectations for realistic sales, and we have to sort of figure out what else can we do. You're gonna have to get creative. If I get creative, I share it because it's important, because a rising tide lifts all boats. It really does. If I get a great idea, or if I get some way to pivot, I share it. For example, I supplement my Poshmark now with online auctions on YouTube, and that really has helped keep me at a certain level. And of course, as I mentioned before, Glampa and I live well below our means, well below our means. And I'll talk about that in just a second. I do have some hellos to say. I'd walk out with a rolling suitcase versus a box just to be a diva. If I had had a rolling suitcase on me, I sure would have. Talking to myself. I feel like the same way, Brittany, sometimes. Jennifer, I'm going to caffeinate and shut up. No, you don't have to do either one of those, although you are going to want to caffeinate. Hello, hello, Jane. It's good to see you. Hi. That's why I gasped right there. Danny B, my love, my darling, my gorgeous, gorgeous lady. Hello. It's so wonderful to see you this morning. I hope you're getting back in the game, baby girl. I hope you are. Managing expectations is important, both their expectations and her own. Correct. I think so. And if you're taking, I think if you're taking, if you always do what you always done, you always get what you always got, is what they say, right? But that's not necessarily the case. If you always do what you've always done, sometimes you don't get what you got. Sometimes you get something less than what you got because the demand has changed. We follow the market to the best of our ability. We do as much, studying on it as possible. We look at other resellers. We look at other things. We look at what's going on in our selling world at the time. But there are some people who are like, I follow every influencer and find out what they're doing, and then I get that. There are some people who are like, I follow every single, thing that's happening, whether it's back to school or whatever the retailers are doing, I'm doing the same. There are some people who are like, I'm supplementing it with another, so I'm not just doing eBay, I'm doing whatnot now. I'm not just sourcing from, the Goodwill. I'm sourcing online now, which can sometimes be cheaper. So sorry. It's been a rough week, kids. So it just seems like that reselling in some ways has gotten tougher. You can't just plop some stuff out online now and expect it to sell on its inherent value alone. You just have to keep trying things. And the thing is that, take a look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan sucked at high school basketball. Did you know that? He did. When he began playing high school basketball, he sucked at it. But he tried and he tried and he tried. And he kept practicing and got better and better and better and better. And he committed himself to it. So much so that he began to think like a basketball player. He began to think like a coach. He began to think around what was the norm for basketball and start to really wrap his head around what was possible. And by doing that, he became one of the most successful, I would say the most successful basketball player in the history of basketball or players. So my point is that, oh yeah, I did. So my point is that it's sometimes you have to kind of take a bath in it. and we're going to have failures along the way, and we're going to have to manage our expectations. Don't compare this year to last year. You can't do that. You can, okay, if you want to feel defeated, sure, sure. But if you, I mean, in your heart of hearts, if your sales have gone down or gone up, or if they feel normal, and if they don't feel normal, try something new. Try something new. Veronica sold on my channel on a live auction for the first time, um, twice in the past year, and yeah. But in the middle of 2021, we had, in the middle of 2021, we were knee deep in a pandemic. People were isolating. They weren't going out to the thrift stores themselves because they didn't want to take the risk. So we took the risk for them. We fell on that sword, and as a result, we all made a lot of money. It's not the same now. People leave their homes and go shopping all the time. All the time. I know I do. So, yeah, it would be silly to compare now 2024 to 2021 or 2020. That's apples to oranges. I did 10 years in hospitality too, catering and room blocks. Loved it. Yeah, I've done catering. I've done groups. If it's a hotel job, I've probably done it besides maintenance. It is a fun industry. It's just also a high stress industry, and you can only be in fight or flight mode for over 3 decades before you begin to burn out. Let's see. Where did I stop? Yeah. Jane, managing expectations is important, both their expectations and your own. Yes. It's very simple. Everybody's on a budget. They're looking for more, and they're looking for it for less. We have missed you, Danny B. My sales always suck, so I'm used to it. I mean, if you wanted to change it, you could. There are ways to change it, but if Jennifer Hayes did a live sale, just face camera down. If Jennifer Hayes did a live jewelry sale on her channel, I have not one doubt in my mind that she would make so much money. She knows her stuff. 100% agree with adjusting our expectations. Things are sadly going to get worse before they get better again. Well, and that is the nature of the beast. That's the nature of a giant economy. You know, I also think there's something to be said for getting rid of the dead weight, source less to cut down expenses, etc. Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, I hope you're back in the game, boo boo. God, I loved watching your videos on YouTube. I loved it. If y'all don't know Danny B, my heart. If I left my heart in the South, it's probably at Danny B's doorstep. If you haven't checked out her channel, go check it out. She's just so darn mellow. She's so laid back. I love it. I love it. She's like, for me, she's like drinking herbal tea, and it's magnificent. She's got excellent taste in everything. If I'm not selling much, I won't go and invest even more. We always think we need to source more, but in reality, we need to source smarter. That is true. That is true. You need to list more, but who's to say that you can't, remove a listing and then list something and list that exact same thing. So it's called a relist, and pay attention to those. I'm going to work on selling more after my hip replacement recovery. I think I'll be more productive, not being in pain all the time. That is true. Sometimes physical things and things in our lives can keep us from, doing our maximum sales. Right, Veronica? I've changed my entire thought process on reselling and sourcing. Yeah. Well, we all had to pivot because the demand has changed. The demand has changed. The platforms have changed. Poshmark is not the young platform out there anymore. They're not the new young platform. Depop is now. And there are other things that are are much. There's up and coming stuff. There's TikTok sales. I already feel so much better physically and mentally after the first one. Oh, good, Jennifer. I hope your recovery on the second one is going really well. Randy says, but doing exactly what you see someone else do may not still create the same success because you are not them. Well, and you may not have what they have. It would be ridiculous for me to compare my journey with somebody who sells, who specializes in carnival glass. I mean, I know it when I see it, but that's about as much as I know about it. If there's markings on the bottom, I'll share those with the class, but that's like, I don't know jack about carnival glass. And you have to remember too that the things that people were buying 5 years ago are not going to be the same things that people are buying today. Milk glass is a perfect example. When I first walked into reselling and started watching reselling videos, it was a while before this. Everybody was buying milk glass. Everybody. You couldn't get a nubby milk glass. Now you cannot give away a box of milk glass to save your life. And I suspect that uranium glass is going to end up being the same way. People's interests come and go. Mid-century modern was just a couple of years ago. Mid-century modern will sell like that. Now there's more of a 70s vibe. It's getting weird, guys. The everything changes so fast. And yes, we are all, when you're in pain, when you're in a mental place where you can't get around, it's frustrating. When you've got a mental block for reselling, sometimes you got to take a time out, man. You have to take a time out sometimes. Yeah, she just fired one up. Look out. I know. I'm blessed with a full-time job and am so tired, which makes the reselling part harder. Retirement is around the corner, though. And that's the thing, you have to, again, you have to adjust it for not just for your audience or for who you're selling to, not just for your buyers, but for your own peace of mind and your own way of doing things too. Your own mental health you got to adjust for. Your own physical health you got to adjust for. Did I see Timeless Jules somewhere? There she is. Mwah. Hello, Deborah. That's my favorite ghost hunter from Illinois. Dragonfly Bees. Hello, Susie. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hello, it's good to see you. Definitely don't compare this year to 21 sales wise. It's too sad. It is if you, yeah, it is if you compare. But again, you're comparing apples to oranges. They're two totally different things. Two totally different things. In the 1970s, when I was a little girl, and I'm just gonna leave it there and not give a pinpoint year because y'all, I ain't telling that tale. But when I was a little girl in the 70s, you could take a rock, no joke, take a rock, put two googly eyes on it and a little smiley face, put it in a box and sell it for $4. It was called a pet rock. Everybody had one. It was a cultural phenomenon. You couldn't do that now. People would look at you like you were from outer space. They'd be like, what in the world are you talking about? That's a rock with googly eyes. So it's not, everything changes. Everything under the world changes, right? The whole world has changed. I'm not made to do live sales on a regular basis, but I like hopping on Glammaz every few months. I'm happy to have you. People are also struggling right now to keep a roof over their head and food on the table. Girl, you are not lying. And that's the thing. They have basic necessities, needs that are going to outweigh any discretionary spending that they do. So think about that, though. Think about it. Okay, so people have basic needs, right? Basic roof over their head, food on the table. What do you need? You need work clothes. You have to have clothes for work. You do. Whether you're working in corporate, whether you're working in construction, whether you're working in electrician, it doesn't matter. Whatever you work, if you don't work from home, you need work clothes. If you do work from home, you need nice shirts. That's about it. And hopefully you're wearing pants because if you get up, it's going to be real awkward, um, like super awkward. So, what do you have? What do you have that people can use in their everyday lives that would be a necessity? For example, in my closet, I have some Tupperware. Getting ready to put that up online to sell. I brought it to auctions because most of us are saving money by taking our lunches to work. So Tupperware has, um, and for birthday cakes, we're making them instead of buying them. And for cupcakes, we're making them instead of buying a $4 fancy cupcake. Things change with the economy. I have three pairs of Carhartt work pants, good Carhartt work pants that are going to get listed pretty soon. Because the blue collar guys need those pants. They need them, and these are fire resistant, and they're rated, and they need those. I have work boots in my closet because they need those. With my full time job working 10 hours a day, I'd rather be home on my days off and shop online and YouTube in my PJs. Amen, Amy. And you're right, Jane. Every sale is a good sale. I just made a sale, $9. Well, don't spend it all at Starbucks. That's one drink. Oh, seriously, Danby, my heart. Patrick Murphy, going into the pandemic, I knew sales numbers were going to be inflated due to the circumstances surrounding it. Comparing sales numbers to that time is unrealistic. Yes, we need to learn to give our own self a break physically, mentally, and emotionally. Yes. I still 100% believe in not putting all our eggs in one basket. I learned that from a young age. Yeah. Yeah, Claudette, this was Jennifer's, the just this past one was Jennifer's second hip surgery. And I'm hoping, Jennifer, I really hope that you're having a pain free recovery or at least a very low pain recovery. Jane, that's exactly what I did. I took a break and I'm so happy that I did. I bet. I bet. And Danny, I never at any point, never at any point could anybody blame you for that because we've all had to take a break. We've all had to take a break at one point or another. And if you haven't taken a break yet, just know you're probably going to take a break eventually. Jennifer, glad to hear your procedure was a success. Wishing you a smooth recovery. I tore my meniscus. Oh, ouch. My surgery is next month. Ouch. My second. Oh, Jennifer, I thought you had already had your second hip replacement. Okay, I am wishing you very, very, very much success with that. Market just got saturated. Don't let Mike and Mark hear that about the uranium glass. It's just going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. And the thing is that they've got Carnival glass also. They've got Murano glass. They are not, trust me, they'll be fine. Mike and Mark will always be fine. They will always land on their feet. They're too charming and adorable not to, and they have a house full of antiques that I haven't even seen it in person yet. I've just heard descriptions and I'm already blown away. So yeah, they're going to be just fine, trust me. The first was June 25th and second is August 27th. Oh, okay, I thought it was last week. Ms. Glow, how you doing? Hello. Hello, Gloria. Good morning. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Surgery went well. 2 total knee replacements. Oh, wow. My mom had one, and man, let's just say that they weren't good at it. I used to finger crochet necklaces and bracelets and sell them for $1 as a kid. It's the little kid cuteness factor that makes easy money. Oh, yeah, definitely. And Randy, you're right. Food prices are ridiculous. But the price of everything has gone up. The price of and we have to figure out how to fight inflation. I'm going to go back to lurking in Steam and photograph 2 things that my friend gave me for free. Now, who has a good thing to do is to source for free if you can. Where can we source for free? I can tell you that most of my free sourcing would come from my family. I have a big old family. They all know I'm a reseller. When they're ready, done with stuff, and when the kids grow out of stuff, or when people are like, I don't want this anymore, they call me up and I come get it. I had a cousin who just gave me a bunch of work shirts, and the work shirts themselves probably not worth a whole lot, but the patches on these work shirts, I can sell those. I can sell those. Boo, hello. Mwah, 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 mwah. Cleaning up the campsite and headed home soon. Oh, good. Coming back to civilization. Who gets a whole birthday cake? Now it's a cupcake with 1 candle. Yeah. You're lucky. We're lucky if we get cake. Men's 3630. Let me know. Are you looking for Rebecca? Let me know what you're looking for. Michael, my angel. Hello, my sweet Texan. Hello, my beautiful angel. So much wisdom and so many great opinions in the chat. I really do think so. If we come together and put our heads together, I mean, 25 heads are better than one, unless they're on one body, and that's a little weird. But other than that, we do all care about each other here. It's been a long. Claudette, I hope you can walk. I hope you can jog. Yeah. Yes, where possible, reach out to friends and family. Also check Facebook Marketplace for free items. That's true. Once I started looking at what people will buy, it's amazing what I have just found around my house. Decades of being a pack rat. That is no lie. Carhartts. The Carhartts are 38.30 or 40.30. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. I think they're 38.30s. Our own closets are free. Friends give away stuff. Instead of returning gifts you don't want, sell them somewhere. I do that all the time. I do it all the time. And my kids give me stuff and they're like, that's probably going to end up on Poshmark. I'm like, no, of course not. And then like 2 weeks later, it's totally on Poshmark. Yeah. There are some things that I just, like if my mom gives me a sweater and I'm not that fond of the sweater for my own personal style, I know that somebody would like the sweater. Danny B's cracking out. Yeah, me too. Curb picking. Check local ordinances first. But bulky item pickup days are a treasure trove. They really, really are. And here's the thing. Yeah, Rebecca, I'll talk to you on the phone about that later. Here's the thing. There are different ways of doing the same thing, right? Do you know what I started doing? Okay, here's a fun fact. So when Glamma and I go out, we like to go to bars with slot machines. And for the longest time, if I had wins on slot machines, I would take that and put it in a drawer and then parlay that into bingo money. And I'd go out and have bingo with my friends. Now, the economy's hitting all of us. So my friends are getting less and less interested in bingo, especially since you can't smoke there anymore. And we're all like, psh. So instead of parlaying that into bingo money, I've started to parlay that. If I win, I give our checkbook back my initial investment, But anything above that goes in a drawer and I can source. Basically, I'm sourcing on somebody else's dime. I'm sourcing for free. 3630. Rebecca, I will take a look. I will take a look. If I can find some, I'll send it to you and you just pay me shipping. I love sweaters, especially cable knit. Me too. I love a good cable knit sweater. Not smoking in a bingo hall is like not reading the Bible in church. Exactly. Patrick Murphy gets it. I don't know why they don't. They used to have like a smoking and a non-smoking side, and I was really thrilled with that. Excuse me. Which is part of why this won't go away. But they decided to, and it was actually separated with glass and everything. But they changed that when they came back from the pandemic. So now we all just rush outside to smoke. And it's really funny because I'm the fast one because everybody else is in like a wheelchair. They're like canes and stuff. It's an older crowd there at Bingo. So it's good. I feel very fast and young. As I hack my way out to the smoking section. So we don't do bingo as often. So I just put the money in a drawer. And if I come out, if my husband and I have a certain set amount for gambling, when we have our date nights and we go out and we have dinner at some cheap Mexican restaurant that we just love. And then we'll play a little bit on the slot machines. And then if I'm up on them, I quit. And if I get back up to my original, investment in the slot machine, then that goes back to my checking account, or it goes to what we call our gambling drawer, which is, you just toss it back in. But the anything that's on top of that I've won outside of my initial investment, that goes thrifting with me. And it's enabled me to buy some really cool stuff and be able to pick and choose. I got a rebate on my contacts in the form of a gift card. I've sourced a few items with that. You can, yes, gift cards, retail arbitrage. I want to take a gift card, go to the Coach outlet on a super sales day, buy something that I think is really cool, that is really in demand, that I can see that the girlies are squealing over, and then take it home. Now I've got the free Coach gift card and the free Coach item, new with tags, and pop it online, sell it, and parlay that money into cash. There are so many ways to source for free or for cheap. The bins. Revisit, if you haven't been to the bins in a while, revisit that idea. There's some pretty good stuff in the bins if you're willing to dig for it. And rethink about what people are looking for. A Gucci belt is great. If you can find one, that's great. It'll probably sell. But if you can find a men's regular leather belt in good condition, sizes 36 to 46, at the bins, and if you can find that for a weight of 50 cents or less, and then you can resell that for $15-20, that's a good deal for everybody. Every man needs a belt. Every guy needs a belt. Tooch needs a belt, don't you? Hello, Tooch. Good morning. Mwah. You're right. We all have to constantly think outside of the box. And so I just felt like that was, I have a bins video going up later today. It might not encourage you to source though. I don't know. It depends, again, the bins depend on the day. What you get depends on the day. But yeah, Facebook Marketplace, a place to source for free. Large garbage day, a place to source for free. Friends and family, a place to source for free. The bins, a place to source for cheap. and rethink what you're selling. Not everybody wants a $200 Diane von Furstenberg wrap dress right now. Maybe rethink what you're selling and go, okay, well, I know that people are looking for work stuff. I know that people are looking for very basic stuff, school clothes, um, school tennis shoes. No, oh, where is it? Okay, no belts needed here. Hubby only wears bib overalls. We have the patched ones and the good dress up ones. See, and that's the thing too. There are things like bib overalls. If I find bib overalls that are a size large or larger out in the wild, I almost always, every single time, no matter what the brand is, I try to get them, whether they're Wrangler or Rustler, whether they are Levi's, I don't care what they are. Typically, I get them because they have a huge sell-through rate. There is never a time when bib overalls won't be wanted by somebody. The average person is not looking for high-end items right now. Now, here's the other part of it too, because there are certain things that in the middle of the Great Depression, Max Factor, Maybelline were making money hand over fist. And people were trying to figure out how in the world do you make money in the middle of the Great Depression, in the middle of the 30s, the Dust Bowl era. And what they found was that women would treat themselves to a lipstick. Every now and again, girls need to feel pretty. So don't not sell that because people have birthdays, special occasions, things that they will buy something special for. Christmas, anniversaries, Valentine's Day. People still celebrate that stuff. So yeah, makeup and food. I'm telling you. He keeps ripping up the knees. I patch them and ensures we get that poor old senior discount. Randy, the funny thing is that I bet if you put those patched up, I bet if you put those patched up overall jeans, um, eh, those patched up overalls on Depop, I bet somebody would snatch those up in a heartbeat. That's the funny thing. Shook my fist at my hubby when he said every man needs a belt. Most men need belts, I should say. But yeah, they most men have to. Anticipation. I remember that, Susie. Let's see. Why is this not? Hmm, there we go. So my patches are like artwork, all hand stitched. See, I'm telling you, I don't think you realize the value of things like that. And again, I just posted a pair of Coleman work boots, and they're practically new, and I posted them for about half of what a guy would walk into Walmart and pay for them. So yeah, that those are the kind of things that I'm looking at right now. I'm not looking at the designer stuff. I love the designer stuff, and I'm always going to sell it. But it's not going to be the only thing that I sell. I have to branch out because if I want to keep making money at this, that's what I got to do. Classic old soul. Hello, mwah, how are you? How you doing, sugar? Whose auction are you going to be on, Tooch and Susie? Friends show you Glamz some love, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Raquel. I appreciate it. So we just have to sort of rethink. Yes, this right here. Can I say that most men have Dunlap's disease, their belly's Dunlap over their belt? I hate to say this, Jane, but they're not the only ones. My belly Dunlap over my belt, too. Jennifer will be on Two Old Guys. I'm bringing some items from Blue Buds. Nice. Two Old Guys Vintage. Nice. Now, there's another sourcing that I didn't really get into, but you have to think about it. Um, Sourcing from other resellers, sourcing from Whatnot. There are Whatnot sales, Poshmark sales that are actually quite cheap. But there was something that I bought from Poshmark, and I'm not going to say what it was, but I bought it from Poshmark on a sale on one of their live sales, and I got it for $5, and I flipped it for $15. So I made $10 profit just by accepting something, clicking a button, accepting something in the mail, turning around, selling it on an auction, and made $10 on it. It was not a bad thing, trust me. You just sort of, we all have to think outside of the box, and I feel like the more information that we share, the better we're all going to be. Good morning, Glamma. Good morning, Uni. How you doing, baby? It's good to see you this morning. Thank you for being here. Of course, we give a hoot, maybe even 2 hoots. We give so many hoots. Yeah, Gina's going to be off the grid for a week or 2, but we'll be back in action soon. Gina, trust me, we all understand. Where'd Randy go? Gotta go. It's time to go grocery store and overpay for the necessities. Yeah. Just the convenience of sourcing online and having it shipped makes reselling appealing too. Yes. I agree totally with sourcing from other resellers. We can show our support to them and possibly earn an extra buck or 2 ourselves in the process. Yes. We just have to remember that, when we're selling to, for the most part, when people purchase from me, I am selling to resellers. And I keep that in mind. So when I price things out, for example, I had in my auction, my classic crap auction, the accessories, when I had a pair of Chanel sunglasses, which let's not even talk about what they retail for, probably $350. You can purchase them from the Real for like $150. So I had mine for $50. They didn't have a case, and that was a problem. But I did have a replacement case for it. It was like an express case or something. But they were real Chanel sunglasses, and I was selling them for $50. $50 gets me about $10 in profit. But if you're selling to resellers, you have to leave them some meat on the bone. If you leave them meat on the bone, they will come back and buy from you again. So that's just a hot tip from your Glamz. Or, just lot up things. You won't believe how much we love lots. I love lots. I love buying lots of stuff. And if you do, if you have things in your death pile that you're like, man, I don't want to list it, or I made a mistake when I was buying it, I bought it, or it's something that you got in a bunch of stuff that you got in a ThredUp fun box that you're like, okay, each individual item, if I listed, I can make $2 on this one and $5 on this one, and no. But there are some people who sell on eBay like that. If you lot them up, you're giving people better value. Agree, Gina and Susie. What I have here at plenty may be in short supply somewhere else. That's exactly it. I always try to leave meat for others. I don't want to charge collector's price for my glass. No. I'm learning all the time on my new journey of live auctions. Gina, you have been doing great, and I just want to give you that encouragement that you've really been doing fantastic. So before I wrap things up today, I did want to mention that if you're a member of this channel, September 18th is my next members auction. I already have 4 people signed up for it. So if you would like to sign up for that auction, please, my email should be in my description, but just in case, I'm going to also pop it in the chat. Please shoot me an email if you want to, if you're a member of my channel and you want to sell on that auction. I don't sell on that auction. That is a gift for my members. And that is I am your mod. I'm your mod and I host. You're in, Tooch? Okay, so shoot me an email, Tooch, so I can remember, because otherwise I will totally forget. So yeah, Gina, I saw your email and I started it. I'll be on September 3rd on Johnny's. I'm excited. Johnny's is a great place to sell. Johnny is, and he's very generous with his auctions and his time. Very, very generous. So Tooch, please shoot me an email and remind me, will you? And anybody else who is, again, if you're a member of this channel, whether you just became a member or whether you've been a member since the beginning, please send me shoot me an email and let me know. Again, September 18th. It's going to be a long day because I'm on Ella's auction that afternoon. And then I have about an hour break between auctions to grab some dinner and freshen up my lipstick and then hop back on. It'll be your 5th live. Oh, Uni. I will now. It was fun last time. Oh, good. Tooch, I'm glad you had a good time. I am so glad. And I don't guarantee anybody sales. Honestly, the way to approach auctions is just to do it with a fun mindset. Just tell yourself, if you make $5, it's worth it, because you never know what's going to sell and to who, and you never know who's going to be in the chat that needs what you're selling or wants what you're selling at any one time. I had a chat the other day. I had a sale the other day. I was on Ella's, and I have one particular buyer who tends to purchase my jewelry lots. And that particular buyer did not come into the chat until way after the jewelry lots had already gone by. And so I ended up selling 1 instead of 3. However, that's how it works sometimes, so you have to, again, adjust your expectations. I'm not saying lower your expectations. I'm saying adjust them, maybe. And that's just my advice as a Glamma. Just my advice. Then I am on Tooch's channel on the 24th of September. Tooch, I had you down on the 26th for some reason. I had you down on the 26th. Can you email me and confirm, please? Or maybe Gina was on the 24th and I'm on the 26th. Because I've got 9/26/2024, 6 p.m. Tooch auction. And then September 7th, I'll be with Aaron Proctor on his sale at 5 p.m. So anyway, but I'll be announcing most of my September, Thursday the 26th. Okay, good. How was you? Don't scare me like that, Tooch. You're going to give me a heart attack. I kind of wanted to buy those. Did they get the bag with the silver piece? I honestly don't know, Jennifer. I mixed it in with everything else. I really did. But yeah, I have I'll make sure that I get you, I'll make sure that I get you a bag with the silver piece in it. I go to each auction with 0 expectation. If I sell anything, it's a bonus. Yeah, really it is. And yeah, you just walk in, and if I can sell anything, that's great. If not, I've had a good time with friends, and gotten my face on the screen and gotten maybe some more subscribers, maybe some more exposure. Now people know what I sell, or now people know what my personality is like. So you never know who's watching back. So with that being said, I actually have to deliver my husband to a fantasy football draft now. So I'm going to jet, but before I go, please note that, again, September 18th is the next members only auction. It is in the evening on a Thursday evening from 6 to approximately 10, depending on how many sellers we have. So please don't forget to shoot me an email and sign up for that if you are a member and you would like to sell. Everybody gets a half-hour time slot, so I don't keep you for the full 4 hours. And also remember, and please never, ever, ever forget, Glamma loves you. Have a great week. Bye.